What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, Double A Hef. So I got this video right here I'm going to do real quick, talking about none other than Mr. dlhughley again. It would seem that obviously I'm not the only person that has picked up on DL's bullshit. This elderly woman on the Jesseleepeterson show is about to, I'm not going to say go in, but she's going to pretty much echo some of the things that I've said about dlhughley. And I'm making this video because obviously I've already spoken about dlhughley. I think I made my point clear as it pertains to him and what he's doing and what people like him are actually doing. So I'm just doing this or showing this because I want you to see it from a different perspective. And obviously I don't know who the hell this woman is. Obviously she's older, so she has her own different values and morals, you know, that one would assume would be different from mine. But yeah, so she's just going to talk about them. And again, the issue with people like dlhughley is that they're expending all this energy on the wrong shit. Now, I don't know dlhughley. You know, I don't personally know this guy. So I can't sit here and tell you that I can see into his soul and tell you that, you know, he's you know, knowingly and willingly, you know, acting against his people. You know, I can't say that. You know, for all I know, he could truly, like, you know, really believe that what he's doing is just and proper and what we need. And if that's the case, then obviously, you know, he's definitely, you know, way off base. But again, so I'm not going to, you know, make any character assaults towards him because of that. Because again, like I said, I don't know. And I'm the type of person, I like to know things definitively before I just go out and start saying it. But what I do know, obviously, is that what the fuck he be talking about ain't what we need to be worrying about. All right, so let me let this woman talk.
And I'm going to tell you one person who I cannot stand is dlhughley. dlhughley got this show, and he is...
It sounded like she said dlhughley. Like, that's what it sounds. I'm going to rewind it. It sounds like she said dlhughley or some shit like that. Hold on.
New war around this country. And I'm going to tell you one person who I cannot stand is dlhughley. dlhughley got this show, and he is sitting up here. He is putting false lies out about Donald Trump. This man talks about Donald Trump all day, every day, 24.
Yes, he does talk about Donald Trump all day, every day, 24/7. And, you know, look, people might say, oh, well, what's the problem with that? Donald Trump was the president, yada, yada, yada. Look, you got to understand something. dlhughley has a huge platform, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe not huge, relatively speaking, in terms of platforms, but he has a large platform, you know, definitely exponentially larger than mine. So we have bigger fucking issues than Donald Trump. We have bigger issues than the fucking presidency. You know, don't let these wokey woke, you know, super liberal motherfuckers out here try to, and again, I'm not using liberal like in a term of, you know, I'm referring to people on the left saying that I am someone on the right. No, that is not the case at all. I am pretty much basically apolitical. You know, I don't have any horses in the race. Now, I did go to school for political science. I did have aspirations to have a career in politics. Now, obviously, all that has changed, you know, as you grow and you get older and you mature, you know, your perspective on life changes and, you know, your expectations of life changes. So needless to say, I'm not interested in that stuff anymore. I'm more interested in things that can affect me, my friends and family directly, you know, real tangible things. And the presidency is not one of them. So, and I say that to say this, dlhughley, he's not a freaking political pundit. All right. So if I want to hear someone talk about Donald Trump, I'm going to go listen to political pundits talk about Donald Trump. I'm going to listen to people that actually, you know, have been doing that for years through different presidencies and critiquing them from both sides of the aisle, from the left and the right. I'm not going to go and listen to fucking original king of comedy dlhughley to hear what the fuck he has to say about anything fucking political based. You know, No disrespect, but I'm not going to D.L. Hughley for that. And if anyone's out there going to D.L. Hughley for that, you have to, examine that shit. Like, what the fuck you're going to a comedian. I'm not saying that comedians can't be well versed in what's going on, but you have to understand something. People, let the people who do what they do what they do. All right, DL needs to stay in his lane because all he's doing, based off what I've been seeing, is literally just bringing a whole lot of bitch ass feminine energy, complaining about another man. How are you a grown man complaining about another man? And from what this woman just said, and from what I said, every fucking day. Every day. How are you complaining about another man every day, man? What does that say, man? You know what I'm saying? That says something like, you got some insecurities, definitely, and your whole shit's out of whack. Because, again, the presidency, I'm not going to say should be the least of our concerns, but it's not top 10 of our concerns. So, hold on, let me continue with her.
The man don't even come up for air. He telling more lies than bat flying out of hell about black this and black that and black. And he don't even know where he getting his information from. And I think, really tell you the truth, he sits there and he make it up. It been many times I tried to call this man's show to go off on this man, but he got his show read where people that talks against him, they can't call in, but the only one that agree with him can call in.
So what she just said is that she tried to call in the D.L. Hughley show to pretty much, give him a piece of her mind. And she said that she can't because it pretty much filters out people that don't agree with him. So that if you're not on the same, thought pattern as him on these stances, then you're not going to be able to get through and talk on the show. Now, obviously D.L. Hughley has the right to do that. Anyone that has a platform has the right to filter out who they want on their platform. But, personally, I don't really agree with that. And I think that's part of the problem. Not even think, I know that's part of the problem with our community. Our community, we never want to hear shit from the other side. Ever. And that's why we can't get shit accomplished. For instance, Malcolm X, he would sit down with anybody as long as it could help his people. And he's on record as stating that. He would sit down with the KKK if it could help benefit his people somehow. But you know what? You have a lot of these fucking, I'm gonna call them coons. The same people that be calling everybody else coons, I'm gonna call these niggas coons. You have these coons out here that'll just see somebody sitting down with someone from the KKK or talking to Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden, oh, you a coon, you a sellout, yada yada. Look, you don't accomplish shit by just fucking staying in your, dead ass staying in your lane and not trying to be open to any kind of dialogue. You don't accomplish shit. You're literally closed off. And that is terrible. And you see that rampant through the fucking black community on so many different levels, not even just on this grand level. You see this on the lowest levels, literally just in people's day-to-day lives, in the community where people be like, I don't fuck with this person. So, if you talking to that person, I don't fuck with you, all this crazy shit. Bro, you don't accomplish shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a dialogue and fucking hash it out like men. But you know what? I say this all the fucking time. There's way too much bitch energy in the black community. A lot of dudes, a lot of niggas got their mama fucking energy on them. And because of that, they react like bitches when it comes to shit. They don't want to talk about nothing. You know what I'm saying? A real man, a real king goes and talks to another king face to face about diplomacy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, no, they talk about shit, and that is called diplomacy. All right? So we have to understand that. So if D.L. Hughley, for instance, on my channel, if someone wants to have a conversation with me, I'm all cool with that. You cannot, we don't have to agree. You know what I'm saying? I would like for us to agree because I think that'll, obviously save us time in achieving the goals that I want us to achieve. But obviously, I say this all the time, not all of us will be saved. It's in the Bible itself, not every man will be saved. So, some of y'all niggas just won't be saved. And then, that it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still open to that dialogue. We can have a conversation. As long as you're not getting crazy coming out your mouth, sideways, then, I will allow you to continue to, say what you have to say, But outside of that, if you start, coming out your mouth, then I'm gonna fucking have to block your ass because I'm not dealing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna come on my channel disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, then fuck out of here, nigga. Like, you are garbage at the end of the day. You know, like I said, most of y'all niggas won't be saved anyway. So I'm not gonna allow that nonsense. But for DL Hughley, you know, it just says about him that, you know, he's in this quote unquote safe space. You know, he doesn't want to, you know, have anyone go against him on the show. You know, and that makes me think, why? And I can think of a few reasons why. Maybe he's not overly confident in his knowledge and what he's talking about, and he doesn't want someone to come on there and actually challenge him on it and have him looking like a fool. You know, that's my first thought about it. But yeah, so obviously, as you can see, this is from the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Jesse Lee Peterson is someone that is often called a coon by people on the left, these super liberals. And is Jesse Lee Peterson a coon? No. I think Jesse Lee Peterson is like a huge troll. You know, I think he trolls a lot of people. And he says some things that I agree with, and he also says some things that I don't agree with. But for the most part, Jesse and I, we have the same ideas and goals in mind. For instance, if none of you guys know this, or if anyone doesn't know this, he is all for, you know, the biblical order, which I'm for as well. It's obviously, you know, God over man, man over woman. I mean, there's more to that, but that's just what it is. You know, I just gave you, like, I just boiled that shit down. God over man, man over woman. Like, that's the order. You know, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the man is the Most High. Whoever the hell your supreme being is. But that's the order it's supposed to go. And any other order would just lead to chaos. So Jesse Lee Peterson is an advocate for restoring the man to his rightful place in society, especially in the black community, you know, because, you know, our men are not in the rightful place. In the black community, it's like, you know, grandma, you know, mama, and then, you know, the kids, and then the man's at the fucking bottom. I don't even know where that nigga at. You know what I'm saying? Literally, when I think about it, on a totem pole in the black community, you know, that nigga he has to be at the bottom, because these kids don't even respect the man, because they grow up with these mothers who got no respect for the man, and the man probably ain't even there. And then, so, you know, they grow up and they hear that shit, you know, that trifling ass nigga, so when that nigga come around, you know what I'm saying? And granted, he probably ain't doing shit anyway, so he probably is a fucking trifling ass nigga. But then, you know, the kids are just, you know, like, fuck out of here, nigga, you ain't my father, you a sperm donor type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or my mom's my father, or some shit like that you'll hear. So, you know, that's just the sad reality of it right now. So again, Jesse Lee Peterson is someone that is an advocate for restoring the man. Now, you'll never hear some shit like that from what's this nigga's name? dlhughley. You'll never hear him say some shit like that. He'd rather fucking talk about another man who happens to be white. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know, what are you doing, bro? You'll never hear Roland Martin saying, "Oh, we got to restore the man to his proper spot in our society." You'll never hear these niggas say that, man. Never. Now, obviously, there's a huge difference between, you know, the Roland Martins, the what's that guy's name, DL Hughleys, compared to, like, you know, obviously the Tariq Nasheeds, the fucking what's the other nigga name, Umar. You know, Umar's a fucking scam artist, but still, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't even hear him saying some shit like that, because he understands order. But the thing is, a lot of people that aren't, quote unquote, you know, in the knowledge yet, still follow these niggas, the Roland Martins of the world, the D.L. Hughleys, all these fucking, you know, I'm gonna call these niggas that are the damn coons, following these fucking boule coon niggas, and aren't accomplishing a damn thing. You know, all they're doing is keeping that fucking ongoing narrative about this race talk shit, that there's no end. There's no end. And you know what separates men from women? Well, one thing that separates men from women, and most men, when I say this and you hear it, you're probably gonna be like, oh yeah, that's true. Men don't like things that don't have an end. As a man, we seek the end, i.e., we seek resolution. So we solve things. We closed it up, closed that door. We compartmentalize. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like for instance, a conversation that doesn't seem to fucking have an end. If you're a man and you think like a man, more than likely you're gonna try to remove yourself from that conversation because you see that shit, this conversation ain't ending. This shit's like a fucking, like a merry-go-round. It just keeps going on and going on and going on and going on, right? So you're gonna try to stop that shit. A woman will be the same person that you're having this conversation with that keeps this shit going around and around and around and around and around and around and around. And if you're a low-level fucking Negro, then you know what? You're just gonna keep going back and forth with this woman. And I say this all the time: don't be going back and forth with no fucking woman. Look, if the woman ain't yours, i.e., like you ain't fucking her, that ain't your wife, or that ain't one of your family members. If this woman doesn't fall into any of these three categories, there is no reason to be going back and forth with them. Period. Why? The simplest answer is you stand to gain nothing. Stand to gain nothing, but you lose. You lose more than that person. So that's just a bad investment of your time. Anything that you do with your time is an investment. So you have to keep that in mind and ask yourself before you take part in certain things. Is what's the return going to be on this investment? Is this going to be a fruitful conversation? So if you're talking to a random ass woman, whether it be on social media or in real life, and she's going back and forth about some fucking race war or some neoliberal, neo-feminist bullshit, bruh, save your fucking breath and save your fucking time. All right? There's far better things that you can be doing than doing that. But anyway, I digress. I went a little, well, actually I went very far off. And so anyway, Jesse Lee Peterson, he advocates for stuff like that. Now I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, like giving him the stamp of approval. Not really, because for one, I don't really do that. Who the fuck am I to be approving anything? But I am saying that, people should probably, if you've never heard of Jesse Lee Peterson, or if you have heard of Jesse Lee Peterson and you think that he's a coon because of what you've heard, I will urge you to, as homework lesson number 1, to try to look at things objectively, is to disregard everything that you heard and been told and just watch some of his videos. Watch some of his videos, and then you'll get a greater understanding of what he's really about. Now, again, he's definitely a troll. He trolls a lot of people. Actually, I'll recommend 2 videos that you can watch of him, because I feel like I believe most people on my channel probably would know who what the nigga name is, Lord Jamar is, and who Young Pharaoh is. And if y'all don't know who neither of those niggas is, then obviously, Google them or YouTube them. Yeah, so Jesse has done videos with both of them. He actually did a video with Tariq too. He did an interview with Tariq. But the Tariq interview went a little different. I mean, it was still a good interview, but I would recommend the Lord Jamar one first, and then I would recommend the Young Pharaoh one. And then that way you can get a great understanding of what Jesse's really about. Because obviously, we know that he has this like air around him of like, oh, he loves the white man and stuff like that, yada yada. And some of that I'm pretty sure he is pandering for TV and for or radio and for ratings or whatever. But at the end of the day, Jesse's for putting the man in the right spot. So at the very least, that's something that we really need to focus on in this community. So it resonates heavily with me. Let me see what else is on this.
So my thing is, I'm going to tell you something. Black people, they run around here and they tell lies. And they're talking about how the white police are killing black boys. Let me tell you something, Jesse. I'm 55 years old, and I've been around Georgia. I've been around. We've been through the hood, every hood there is. Been growing up in the hood. Do you know we have seen a man walk the store, run up the street while I was standing there waiting for my grandchildren to get off the bus. And when the police caught up to him, the police asked him to stop right there where he was and get his hand up. He had his hand up at first, and then all of a sudden, when one officer approached him, he started fighting with the officer, and he was beating the officer at first, and the other officer came in. He took that officer's stick and busted him in the face with it, and his face was bleeding. And both of them trying to detain him and get him down to the ground. But soon the rest of the police came, and everybody else came, and the news channel came. Guess what they did? They turned around and said, all the black people said, oh, they ambushed him. They ambushed him. And me and my friend turned around. She said, did you see that? And I said, girl, they been.
Yeah, see what you just said? I believe that shit. And that's part of the problem with our people. We have this mentality of like harboring evil and misdeeds, you know, because obviously, well, let me think about it. All the time you see these people get into police custody and they wind up fucking dead. So that's true. So if you don't want, you know, your friend dying or someone from your community dying, whatever, I get it. You know, innately you probably would say, hey, you know, whatever. I don't know y'all, I know him, so I'm riding with him. So I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say to get him off. I get that. But in the greater scheme of things, in the greater, broader reality of things, what you're doing is you're harboring and associating with a criminal. Now, I don't want to go into all the, well, you know, he's a criminal because of the environment that we live in, yada, 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 and all that fucking, you know, boo-hoo shit. I ain't trying to hear all that, and I don't condone that shit. Period. Everybody know fucking from right and from wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Most libraries that I know of are fucking free. You know, get your ass to the library card, go to the library, and fucking read some books, educate your fucking self, change your fucking reality. You know, broaden your fucking your view on life. You know, and then you can do more. Yeah, I'm not off that whole like, you know, oh well, you know, the environment, you know, is hard out here and shit. Like, fuck, man, look, shit's hard. You know, some shit's just hard. You know, actually, no, I can't even say that. Most things aren't hard or necessarily easy. You know, everything is what you make it. You know, that's literally what it is. Everything is what you make it. You know, if I want to bake a cake and I go into this shit not wanting to bake the cake, but someone's telling me, oh, bake this cake, but I don't want no parts of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be more difficult for me to bake this cake, and this cake's probably not going to come out as good because I'm not into that shit. You know, because I made it more difficult for myself. If I go into this open, you know, I'll have different results. So, you know, that's just the reality about the whole hood situation, shit like that. But anyway, back to what she was saying about the cops, you know, the guy beating up the cops and stuff like that. Look, when you harbor that person, that's a criminal. That might do some shit. Look, if the person's doing that shit to the cops, what's stopping them from doing that shit to you? Huh? Or your family members? Or your woman? What's stopping them from doing that? So, you know, not sitting here saying like, you have to be thinking in your mind like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell the cops exactly what happened, like this nigga wilded out and bust him in the head, and then he's gonna go into custody and he's probably gonna die in custody. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should be doing it, you know, wishing that these niggas get killed by the cops. But at the end of the day, if they do get killed by the cops, they are a victim to the circumstances that they created. You know what I'm saying? And people live the lives that they lead. And sometimes people lead themselves right to their own demise, man. And there's nothing you can do about that. You know, and it's sad because these people more than likely came into life with no fucking plan, because their parents didn't have no plan for them. Their parents didn't have a plan, so when they didn't even plan to have the damn kid. So then the kid comes, they don't have a plan for the kid, and then these kids grow up fucking, you know, just fucking aimless, man, with no direction. So you know that's another issue that we need to be focusing on. You know, but that again ties back into the main issue, which is restoring the black man above the woman in society, especially in our society. But, you know, this video is dragging on, and I've literally been bouncing all around on different topics that I guess I could just do separate videos on because I've been literally all over the place. But again, definitely check out Jesseleepeterson. That way you can get a better grasp of how to disseminate things objectively, how to observe things objectively. And like I said, Young Pharaoh and Lord Jamar. Now, if you don't know who Young Pharaoh is and you do stumble across his YouTube channel and some of his videos, I will say this briefly about Young Pharaoh. He's a very educated brother, you know what I'm saying? He literally has, I've watched this kid, from like when he first started on YouTube to now, and he's been able to, do a lot of things, man. I mean, a lot of things. This guy's got bread now, which is great. But sometimes he does say a lot of things that are just like, like a little out there, you know what I'm saying? Like the black woman is God. Like, nah, the black woman is not fucking God. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the fucking problem, nigga. Like the black woman ain't God. She's not. It goes, look, God over man, man over woman. So the black woman is not God. All right, you just put the woman over everybody. Like, nah, get the fuck out of here. And he's also what you would call like one of those like Kemites, one of those Kemetic dudes. He came from the Sarah Student City camp through Sonetta and all of them. So, I mean, if you watch Pharaoh, he got some good content, but he also has some content that is like, you should definitely take with a grain of salt. So I just want to throw that out there. If no one's heard of him and then you go start watching his videos, I don't need y'all niggas out there getting wrapped up in all that fucking black woman is God type shit and all that fucking Planet Nibiru type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it either. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll check back with y'all later. Again, if you like this stuff, please like, share, subscribe. And if y'all want me to talk about something in particular, want me to touch on something, leave it in the comments or email me, whatever the case may be, and I'll do that. I know I haven't been dropping that many videos lately, but that's because I'm in the process of moving. So I've been pretty busy with moving and work, and my wife is pregnant. So, that means I have to do more. But it's all good. Anyway, peace.